So, looking at last year, when we met last year, we made promises of what we're going to achieve this year. We did say that 2017, we hope to keep our existing customer. We said we hope to improve our website. We hope to improve our communication with customer. We hope to recruit work experience graduates. We hope to modernize the layout of the office. We hope to improve overall service to customers. So those are the targets that we set for this year. So have we achieved that? So throughout the year, we sadly lost 2 clients. I don't want to go into details, but if you ask me, it's not our fault. They left. They just had to go. But we gained 17 clients. Our target really was 52. We aim to get a new client a week. That's the target we set. So we're well below target. But hopefully next year we'll be able to give a better news that we're achieving our target and even maybe exceeding it. We also said that this year we were targeting the PCO drivers campaign. I remember when I said that, it sounded funny. But every year what we do is we pick a sector, an industry that we target, and we do a campaign. So in your folder, you will see something that looks like this. You see that? So that's what we printed out, and that was being distributed to local cab offices. So we were going from cab office to cab office, approaching them that we want their business. I can say that, you know, we did get a few cab drivers on that. The only thing that we didn't, the campaign did not, we didn't achieve what we set out to achieve in whole, because the constraint of the quality of work we want to give to you, when we had work coming in, we couldn't at the same time be going out to be looking for new business. So we thought, okay, we'll slow down on the campaign in order to concentrate on giving you good quality of work. So we're going to carry on doing it next year. So that's what we set out to do last year, and that's what we did regarding that. Got to this section now where we want to talk to you about HMRC facts and fiction. I made that up. I'm not sure whether everybody is aware of it. You know that the taxman is no longer allowing us to claim wear and tear. Those of us that are property investors, they're not allowing us to claim wear and tear anymore. And now they're not allowing us to claim interests anymore. So what are we going to do? Because what that means is there's more tax for the taxman, because those items that we used to claim against the income on the property, taxman is taking that away from us. So that increases the tax. And as a result of that, they said, okay, but limited companies, they are allowed to claim those things if the property is owned by a limited company. So a lot of people are now saying, oh, should we have a limited company and move the property into a limited company? Well, what my advice, unless you have a huge number of properties in the portfolio, it wouldn't be a good idea. There are two reasons. One is the capital gains tax, and the other one is the flexibility of it. Now, if a property is owned by a limited company, mortgage company will have to decide whether they want to carry on as a commercial or residential. And some of us are experts here in mortgage, no doubt. That can be a big problem, isn't it? When you have a property with, say, Abbey National, what they call Santander now, or with Halifax, and then you say, oh, my property is now owned by a limited company. And they say, hang on a minute, do we want to do business with you? So you're going to have to go through that problem first. And I know from experience of some of the clients, some of the lenders are already saying no. You have to do it the way we do it, or you move to another lender. Or, say you have this property and is now with a limited company property. When it comes to time to sell, there's no personal allowance, there's no taper relief, which means you're going to have to pay tax on all the gains. So you need to be careful. So my advice to that is, unless you have a lot of property in the portfolio, stay as you are. You know, we're already making a little bit of profit. We don't know how long this is going to last. The government may change their mind later on. You know how they are. If there's not enough money in the kitty, they strain it out. Once they've had enough, they probably start to ease up a bit again on us, and we'll be all right. So if you want to ride that through, that's my advice. Okay? Right. Communication. Communication with HMRC. I had an issue where a client phoned the office, and then they said, oh, I'm going to phone HMRC. And then they phoned HMRC, and then they came back and said, oh, I'm going to talk to you again now. It's better if you deal with them for me. What's the problem with that? If we have advised you on something, it's because we're acting on your behalf. We're your agent for HMRC. And if you then go and pick up the phone and speak to them directly, we don't know the communication you've had with them. You may give us hint of what you said to them, but we may not have the full details. So it's a bit like you go to a solicitor, and then you tell the solicitor, I'm going to handle the case myself. And then you go back to the solicitor and say, no, I don't want to handle the case myself anymore. You can handle it. So it's a bit like that. So you have to have that confidence in us, that we are looking after your interests. And I know some of us had bad experience with crooked accountants. I know we had some issues like that they don't trust their accountant because they put them in serious problems. So that can make you feel like, no, I'm going to handle this myself. But think of it, you're paying us, get your money's worth from us, and let's look after you. Let's give you better than best service on that. So we're not stopping you from communicating directly with HMRC to put your mind at rest, but let's all sing from the same hymn sheet at the end of the day. Let us know exactly what's going on so we can best represent you. That's why we put that there as communication. Okay, fiction, quarterly accounts for limited companies. Now, every year, Companies House is asking, for those of us that are limited company, Companies House is asking that we submit our accounts once a year. Right. A little bird told me that soon they will be expecting us to be submitting the accounts every 3 months. Fiction. All right. So it's still going on. The Act of Parliament is not being stamped yet, but the paper is there for consideration. So if that happens, at least we are getting prepared to be able to facilitate that. So I know some limited companies are already doing VATs. And that VAT is done every 3 months. So then it will be similar to that. If the law is passed and the Companies Act requires limited company to submit their accounts quarterly, then it will be similar to that. Okay, so that's tax planning. We mention this every year. Tax planning is very good. It's a futuristic thing. It's not, it's not something that we do retrospectively. How do I explain this? So next year, tax year, begins from the 6th of April to the 5th of April following year. We need to start talking about it now, planning about it now. That's what tax planning is. And I think the problem, we're going to blame ourselves. We have a share of the blame, because I think we need to be proactive in booking appointments with you to come and see us, to sit down and plan for 18, 19. Do you see what I mean? 18, tax year 18, 19 now, not next year. So one of the objectives next year is to be able to book those appointments so that you guys can come in and then we can sit down and plan for that. What is tax planning? Basically, tax planning is the taxman wants you to pay such a huge amount of money. You sit down with your accountant and you say, this is what I intend to do next year. I don't want to pay too much tax. How should I go about it? That's what tax planning is. And then we sit down and we do the planning. I mean, those of us that are IFAs, they already know how to plan their tax. See, you don't have to worry about them. You know, they already know what's going on next year, probably then for the year after as well. So they've planned ahead how they're going to manage their finances and their investments in order not to just dish out money to the taxman anyhow. So it's very important. Yeah? Missed calls on phone system. I promised last year that if you phone us and we miss your call, the phone will tell us that we missed your call and we'll call you back. I have to apologize that the system is not up and running still. We've got somebody who said they knew what to do with the phone system, right? But they still haven't delivered. So apologies for that. So if you phoned and you don't leave a message, at the moment we don't know you've called. So, but the system is supposed to be able to do that. It just needs programming. So hopefully about New Year we'll be able to do that. Turnaround of customer query. How are we doing over there? Ah, thank you. Huh? Any advanced on fine? Okay. We got some. Huh?
We just listen.
So far, we're okay? Oh, thank you. They got 3 yes and 1 no. I know why that 1 no is 1 no. Yeah. Yeah. But say 9 out of 10? Huh?
9.5.
Maxine?
Yeah, because you usually.
Thank you. You see? 9.5. Okay. But we'll continue to improve on that still. Okay? Consultations. I'm going to put those together and business plan. Actually, consultation, business planning, tax planning, they're very important. We highlight this every year because, again, just to let you know how important it is, and the consultation is free. I still don't know why people don't take it up. I know you're busy, yeah, but please, 1 hour in the year with your accountant, 1 hour in a whole year can make a big difference if you try it. Yeah, if you have a consultation with your accountant for 1 hour, you'll be able to tell him how you're doing in the business, and you'll be able to discuss with him where you're heading, right? And if you weave that with the tax planning, you get a really good package, and you get a good focus on where you're going. So please take advantage of the consultation, business planning and tax planning. And as I said earlier on, we will actually be phoning you to book the appointments. So next year, that's one of our goals, to make sure that we phone you to book the appointments. If you don't then turn up and do the appointment, possibly sometimes we may arrange to visit you at your business premises to do it, depending on, yeah. Oh. Oh. We can. We can, but you have to pay for the petrol. Joke, I'm only joking, but we can arrange that. We can come to your business premises to do the consultation for 1 hour. So please take advantage of that. Okay, human resources. Over the year, we've recruited, as we said, we've recruited 3 work experience, and we've retained 1. We have this commitment with local academies, where we allow the schools to book their little ones to come to the office to have an office experience, and we've been doing that since 2006, and we've kind of like seen people come back. You don't remember me. In fact, there was an experience that really got me. This young guy came and knocked on the door, and he said, "You don't remember me?" I said, "No." He said, "I went to Harry's Academy, and I came and did 2 weeks with you. I'm now working at 10 Downing Street." That's really nice. I was really happy that we're making a difference in our locality. So we're going to continue to do that to help young ones. Okay? So if you have any young ones that you want a little bit of mentoring, we're not too busy. We're not too busy to talk to little ones, to have like 15 minutes with them.
What's little?
It's little. Huh? Sorry?
No, he said what's little, so I'm asking.
Oh, it depends. From 8 onwards?
What, 30?
Hmm?
30s?
No, 30 would not be little, you know. We would know where to send the 30-year-olds. Yeah. And then the new year, we'll be looking to recruiting a senior consultant to come and give us a hand in the practice. Okay. Okay, what have you done to the office? We've installed a CCTV because I got robbed. An armed robber came into the office with a gun. No, not it's serious. So we had to put a CCTV in the office. Our systems, our IT system is also very good now. We're looking to even improve them even more because we want to be up to date, and we know that the future now is of IT. So again, gradually we're going to be phasing the way we operate, our procedures. We're going to be phasing them so that our clients get used to doing things online with us. And I know some people will say may not want to do it. They may want to carry on doing it the old ways. We don't mind. We'll do a mix of it until we all get to where we're going. Because most institutions now, everything is online. You have to have an email address. You have to have a login details for every little thing now. So we don't want to be left way, way behind. So in the new year, we'll be introducing something of a mix like that. And then we'll carry on. We've got new office furniture. And again, we've significantly improved our website, but we're not where we're going. Yeah, I know the photographer will bear this. That he's had a look at it and he's giving me his opinion. I also know where we're going. But incidentally, my son was off school, and he was coming to the office like 2 days a week, so idle. So I said, well, while you're sitting there, do something about the website. So he did something, and that's what we've got now. But it's better than what we had before. But we're still looking to bring it to a really good standard that will impress you. Right? At the moment, we don't say, my accountant, don't go to their website. No, we want you to say, well, go to their website. So, you know, so we want you to be proud of our website next year. Michelle, our practice manager, her role, primary duty, is to engage regularly with clients. So I think she's been doing that, but at the moment, she's not well, or she's not here again like she wasn't here last year. Sounds like a broken record, isn't it? But I'm sure she's been communicating with you guys. She's very proactive in engaging with clients, and we're going to continue that. Miriam also will be. I'm sure some of you have heard from Miriam. She will also be engaging with you a lot because we want to be engaging with you. We want to get involved in your business. Explanation of how we carry out our work to our client using simple language. Would you say that when you have a query with us, we speak to you in simple language? Would you say you understood us? Yeah? Thank you. Okay, remember, look, I put consultation there again. It's like you can't get enough of that. Consultation, consultation, consultation. All right, and collect your old books, please. Otherwise, we'll burn them. I'm really joking. The only thing is, you're supposed to keep your books for 6 years, your old books for 6 years. We don't mind keeping them in the office, but the office is only small. And so space will be becoming a problem. And what we do is, if it's been over 6 years and you haven't collected it, we'll destroy them. You may not want us to destroy your books. So please come and collect your books. Yeah? But officially, legally, as far as tax ministry are concerned, 6 years is enough. And they don't go that far back. This is our target for 2018. We want to go on increasing our client base. We want to continue to modernize the office. There's still a few things we still want to continue to do. We want to expand the office base. What I mean by that is that we want to expand backwards. So we want to physically, how do you call it?
Extensions.
Yes. So create new offices behind the office that we have now. And also we want to begin to look for a branch office close to the city. The reason why that is very important to us is we really need that. We need that type of growth because local business we need to increase our business. Big business, we need to expand. So that's why we're targeting a branch close to the city. And I've mentioned that already as well, that we're looking to recruit a senior accountant to join the firm. Some of us are here today. When your name is up there, we would like you to say a little bit about yourself, but some people I'll have to say it for them. Mrs. Norma Robinson. That's Mrs. Norma Robinson. She's a property investor. So when I was talking earlier on, she was like, no more tax. Right. So she's been with us for a long time now. Did you have anything else to say, Mrs. Robinson?
No, I'm very happy with the service that
You're happy with the
I
service?
received from Candid.
Oh, thank you.
Excellent.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Just Kids. Just Kids?
We're based in Sydenham. We are an out-of-school club. We've been trading for 2 years in January, coming. We collect children from local primary schools, and we also take them to school in the morning. So we offer breakfast from 7 a.m. to 8:30. After school club, we pick them up at 3:20, and bring them back to the club until 7 p.m. During the nearly 2 years, we've grown into, now we have a new site in Downham Leisure Centre, which is a children's centre. So it's a nursery, creche, and after-school club. So we've just taken that over in November. So it's a lot of hard work, a lot of commitment. Yes, so that's just a bit about Just Kids.
So, right, if you don't mind me asking, so where do you see yourself in like 5 years?
Well, it's
time?
funny, I'm sitting here now, and last year we only had one.
Right.
Now we've got two.
Now we've got two.
Right.
So it's funny, because
In 5 years' time,
in a year,
you got 2 in a year. 5 years' time, you could be having 10.
So we've got an after-school club that it took about a year to grow to full capacity. We now cater for 84 children a week in our after-school club. Last month in November, we just took over a new space in Downham where we're offering full-time childcare from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. And since we've started, we've been there 4 weeks and we've already serviced 113 children. Our long-term plan is to open up a bigger nursery, a few more after-school clubs, but our ultimate goal is to open up our own school to educate the next generation of children. So we've been taking baby steps with the clubs and then the nursery, and the big one will be the school. Coming from an educational background, I've taught for a number of years, and Maxine's done informal education with the older children as well. So that's something that we're really interested in going into. And I would say next year, hopefully when we come, we'll have another venue under our belt as well.
Yeah.
And then when we make the 5 years mark, we might even have a school.
Yes, why not?
All led by
And one thing I like about that we can all learn from, is their passion for what they do. And when I look at most of our clients, I see they thrive because they love what they do. I look at faces here and I know that these people run this business because they love what they do.
Everyone here is doing a lot of progression and a lot of growth.
Yes.
I'm just wondering, do you guys have the capability or the resources available to keep up with that growth? Because the school is a lot of responsibility. Children alone are a lot of responsibility. Businesses are growing, people are expanding. There's more going on. Do you think you have the resources available to do that?
He would just invoice you for the growth.
Oh, you're talking about us as a firm? Oh, right, yeah, we've discussed our growth. We're also growing. So, so we're looking after you well.
Yeah,
Obviously,
he advised
yeah.
us on what to do, because when we opened our second business, he was advising us whether we should open up as a separate entity or whether we should just have a different trading name. And then he kind of explained the tax side of things and what the cheaper option would be. But as we've grown, obviously now we've got two sites, we've got more employees, so that's more.
No, that too, but it's just like as you grow, it's another business and another business.
Yeah.
All of a sudden there's 6 businesses connected to one name, and
Yeah.
then 2 businesses connected to someone else's name.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, when we get to a stage where maybe they're too big for us, then I'm sure we'll be giving impartial advice to them if we're not capable of handling their big business. So I see where you're coming from. It's a good point she's mentioned there. But you see what happens with growth when a firm of accountants is growing with a growing business. You've got to keep in step with the growth. And because you're having this regular contact, it gets to a point where you would know whether there's strain occurring, and then you deal with that. So hopefully we'll be able to handle them as far as we can.
But I suppose as we grow and everybody grows in your under your wing, you grow at the same time. It's
Exactly.
growth,
Yes.
isn't it?
So yeah.
But sometimes that growth wouldn't match up.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I mean, we
a
analyze.
business may grow too
Yeah, that's what the analysis, the consultations, and analysis comes into play, and then decision making and then follow that. Thank you. I was saying that. Sorry, I'm still going to carry on talking on you guys, because wealth. The wealth is kind of like a scenario that we struggle with. Building wealth. We know how to make money. You know what I mean when I say that? We do know how to make money, we black people. We work hard, and we make money. But we have issues with building wealth. And I did say, I left that one, I didn't put it on the website, I left it to a point where I said I would like to talk about it. Why is it that we work hard and we make money? But when you look at our white counterparts, they may not even work as hard as us. They have wealth. What's the problem? What's the problem?
How to invest properly, how to...
Investments? Planning? Sir? What did you say?
Yeah, I said investments.
Investments.
But when you say investments, do you say personal investments or do you say a systematic investment? So would you say you're speaking on investments on your own behalf or in behalf of the community?
Well,
Or both?
and both. Both. Getting the right, advice. Where to, you reach a point where you need, to move forward, and what direction do you take, for your interest.
And not being scared. I've heard a lot of people are scared.
Somebody said that about companies.
Scared of
The fear holds you.
So I've had planning, confidence, investments, Anything else?
I think it's a trust in your business as well, because what I find is, you know, you'll have a business, and your own community don't feel as if they don't see that, you know, you're a stable person to run the business. You know, you just think it's a one-off,
Stability?
rather than putting the stability and
Continuity.
believing what you do. Yes, and believing what you do, and give the support. You know,
Support.
And I think if you do that, if they would just enhance that and come in and make just, you know, just you don't have to come in and purchase. You don't have to. Just come and talk and just see, rather than just popping around and insinuations and you know, and it doesn't, some people can't handle it, some people get very downhearted about it, but I think, you know, it's good for the other community to see that as well, that you as a black business are stable and you are hardworking, and it's not just on one side.
Yeah, so you're making a statement
Yes.
by keeping it going.
Yes.
Mr. Sapalo, is that a very, very new and fresh client? It's as fresh as you can get. He's also shy. And you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
PCO driver. I just live close to the company area, the Candid office. One day I just passing away, and then I said, no, I've been for, I think 2 years, I never pay my tax, Iran revenue. I say maybe one day they will catch me. I have to go to jail or something. I went there. I just asked some advice, but they were explaining to me, and I was so happy the way they talked to me, the way they explained, and then later on they just done everything, they submit everything. I'm so happy with them, and they are excellent, so I'm very happy for this company. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Mr. William is always here every year. He's old faithful. You would like to say a little bit about yourself, sir? Please.
Okay.
To encourage us.
Good evening, everyone. I am Basil Williams. I've been working in financial since 1980. Pension, mortgages, life insurance, investments. I've worked with some good companies like the Rothschilds. Latterly, I've had numerous medical conditions, so I'm not working as actively as I would like, but I'm still working maybe on a part-time basis. That is the sum total of it. No? Unless you want to ask me any questions.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Well, hold on to that, yeah. When we start to drink and dance, then you can exchange cards.
No, he might be legless.
Because I'm going to charge him.
He might be legless.
He's not going to be.
No,
He's a gentleman. It doesn't
I
go
don't
legless. It doesn't go legless.
indulge.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Mr. Williams. And, you know, I know you're very modest. If any one of you would like, you know, help and advice on mortgage, you know, insurance, investments, really is the guy to talk to. You know, and being one of us is a good man. He's been also a good backbone for Candid since for 2 years now. So when he recommends a lot of clients to us. So thank you very much. That's Mrs. Williams. She's in a commercial cleaning business.
Do you want me to talk about
Please,
her
can
as
you
well?
talk about your wife? Please, if you can. She'll be happy you did.
My Joy Williams. She is probably more adventurous than I am. She came from a banking background, working in the city, so she took early retirement and got good payoff and set up a cleaning company. She was doing very well. She's still doing very well. She used to have a lot of the short start contract in and around Croydon. But as you know, this present government is phasing out short start. But there's still a lot of other companies which is like spin-off from doing exactly what you've done, with the support of the local council. So yes, she's doing all right. But one of the things that I listened to you talking about, which I have some problems with, some of her staff, she's got a very high turnover, and no disrespect, but a lot of them, what I call yardies, and they don't have the same, shall we say, responsibility towards their work. The commitment is not there, but you get a lot of lip. So that's why I admire her, because she's able to cope with all of that, which I would not be able to. And so all I could say is, yes, she's doing well, and I help her out sometimes myself. It's not easy. That's it.
There's a little addition that you didn't mention. I'm at liberty to mention it. She's a very charitable woman. You forgot to mention that, don't you? She gives out a lot of money every year to churches. We have Mrs. Railway Cafe.
My name's Yvonne. I run a small cafe called The Railway in Norbury. I've been there 13 years. When I first came on, I used to work in the city. I used to do high hospitality. I moved into Norbury and I couldn't find a decent cup of coffee. And, I thought to myself, something is lacking. So in between the time living in Norbury, going to work, I saw this little place and it just stood there needing TLC. Anyway, it was very difficult to find the owner of these premises. So, I just said, you know what, let me keep going to work. And anyway, after working in the city over 18 years, I felt it's time for me to do something for myself. So, one day, my company, I was going to take on a bigger contract for them. I went and looked at the contract. Somehow, I don't think it was for me anymore. And I remember going home, walk all the through Auburn and thinking, what's the best thing to do? Take some time out and consider what I really want to do. And in the end, I decided to take a year out. I still had this number in my pocket, walking around all this time. Anyway, eventually, one day, I used to do a lot of walking, thinking, spiritually, going through that motion. And I got there, I found the owner and went to see him. I said to my husband, I think I know what I want to do. I says to him, right, I'm going to bring Roy down and let's have a look at the place. I brought him in and he says, oh my God, what are you going to do with this? It was a shock to him because he couldn't see anything coming out of it. But when you have a passion and you have a dream and somewhere down that road you want to do something, someone is there working with you and guiding you through it. Eventually, I took the shop over and I've been there 13 years. And 13 years, you know, it's like it just happened yesterday. It gives me a lot of passion and enjoyment, and along the way I've met some of the most wonderful people like Carol, Mr. Walker, families from Jamaica. But on the business side of it, you know, it's a Caribbean fusion where we introduce people from all corners of society and all corners of the world. So we do coffee, we do a sandwich bar, and we do the Jamaican cuisine. And if there's anything that they don't see, they just ask me and I will do it. I've had a good number of wonderful staff from all corners from Poland, from Jamaica. But as we were saying before about people, it's how you talk with people, how you present yourself. And above all, if you have staff, you've got to train them at a certain level. No matter how big or small you are, it is very important for your staff to understand, you know, you're here for customer service, to make sure that you can provide them with the customer service. If you haven't got the right thing, you can always offer them something else. And this is what we do at the railway. And during the 13 years, you know, with our business, you know, we've introduced all the technology like Instagram pages, which enables and enhances business people from all parts of the world, and engage them with pages of the Instagram so that they can see what we do. And also, Coca-Cola comes along and sponsor us for lunchtime deals with fridges, and also we've introduced contactless payment machines, which speeds up the payment process for us. And I find these things are very good with your business. Because, you know, we're living in a technology now where people don't walk with, and the young people, they don't walk with cash. They find it is not the thing anymore. So whether a cup of coffee costs $1.50 or a bottle of water, they will say, and I'll say, well, there's a charge of £3. They don't mind paying, so it's business for us. And in this climate, it doesn't matter whether it's 50p or a pound, it's business. And, you know, as I say, whatever we do as a business, you have to have the passion and the enjoyment. I keep saying I'm retiring, but they won't listen to me, will they, Carol? But you know, there's struggles. But also, this man here, he's been my rock on my bookkeeping.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. You know, I found him when I thought I had someone who could take care of my tax return. But you know, unfortunately, it didn't work. And from the day I found him, over 12 years ago?
Yes.
He's always been there for me, you know. And Stanley, thank you so much.
Oh, I thank you. Every time I go there, by the station.
By the station.
Norbury Station.
On the corner, on the main
Just
street,
as you're going into the station, yeah.
I'm going to talk about the wealth thing because it's really eating me up. We don't have enough wealth. This is my version of it. Right, and so it may be like Marmite. You may like it or you may not like it. When I came to this country, I came back in 1985, and I was living in a council flat, and it's 24 floors in Deptford. I was living there with my brother. And sometimes the lift will work, sometimes it wouldn't work. And the area is full of block of flats like that. But what surprises me, so from there I'll come to school. I'll come to Tooting to school. I was studying ACCA then. But I noticed there are a lot of beautiful cars in the area. It sounds familiar? There's a lot of BM, the latest model of BM is there. Name it, it's there. And I used to ask myself, do these people live here? And I say, yeah. They do live here. I said, what are you doing here? You know, how much are those cars? How much would this car cost? And then somebody would tell me, those ones, ooh, you don't want to go there. That one's about 67,000 days. And I said, and he's living in a block of flat. He couldn't put it down. He couldn't get a mortgage and get a house. So that I used to play with my head a lot. I couldn't understand it. Then I became an accountant. And I started to meet my brothers and sisters. They would come in for consultation and advice. They want to start up a business. And they want to apply for a loan to start the business. And so we would do a business plan for them. And they would take the business plan to the bank. And they would tell the bank they want 40,000. And we've got the business plan. We've already told them how they're going to spend the money. And I would say, oh, thank you, we've got the money. But you know what they're spending money on because the car is parked right outside the office. That's another thing. So I'm thinking, that's not in a business plan. So they've taken the money, a big chunk of it, they've bought a brand new car. And now they don't know how to buy the desk for the office. There's no chair. I can't pay the bills. So again, that used to worry me. And then I became like a prophet. I said, oh, he's going to shut down the business in 3 years' time. If it lasts 6 months, if it lasts a year, 2 years. And that happens a lot. It happens a lot to our community. So that's what I begin to think now. There's something wrong with us. Our attitude to business is the attitude, is the mind. I don't think we're seeing beyond where we should be seeing. We're not looking ahead enough when we're running a business. I'm happy with passion. Passion is good. That takes you there. I'm also happy with dedication because you see, Just Kids, they are dedicated lots, right? And they work their bones off, to keep that business going. And so I expect results. Yeah, I don't see any of them driving a flashy car. None of them yet. Unless you haven't shown me. No, not yet. Because they know that will come later. And when it comes, they're probably going to go to the dealer and say, how much is that? And they're going to tell them, oh, that's 67,000. Oh, would you like to arrange finance for you? Nah, just put it on this card. No. Debit card. Yeah, no, you're going to pay for it. You need to talk to me before you do that. Yeah, you need to talk to me before you do that. But that's what I'm saying. So we need to start looking well ahead of now. We need to project well ahead. We need to see beyond now. The other thing I notice as well, right? Some of my business partners, when I ask them about their business, and they're reaching the retirement period, and I say, so what are you going to do now? So, well, I'm going back to Jamaica. I'm going to close down and go back to Jamaica. What about the children? What about the children? Oh, they haven't thought about that. Can you see? It's attitude. So our white counterparts, I keep mentioning them because the thing is, when you see success, you find out how success is made. And if it's a model, if it's a model, why don't we buy from it? So wealth is built over generations. It's not one generation. I remember I said something when I was 16. I said, I wish my granddad was poor so my dad could be rich. And then I said, and then I wish my dad is poor so I can be rich. And then I said, I wish I'm poor so my son can be rich. Because, did you get that? we've got to make that sacrifice. They're making the sacrifices. We've got to make that sacrifice. A business is like a baby. Yeah, it goes through their stages. Give birth to it. They can't do anything for themselves earlier on. So you got to nurture it. And when they get to the point where they can do stuff for themselves, you will begin to see it. And your business grows to that stage. You can begin to see it. That's when you then begin to benefit from it. But when the benefits are coming as well, don't take it all at once. You know. Yeah. And then think of the generation after, and then one after that, and then one after that. So it's easier for the next generation to build upon the wealth that we have laid a foundation for. So I think attitude's got to change, you know. And I'm happy I work with a lot of black businesses. They're encouraging me. I get encouraged a lot when I see us thriving, you know, and I just want us to take it to the next generation, let other generations take over from us and move on and on like that. Yeah, that's my take on it. Okay, thank you very much for coming. It's a shame for those who can't make it tonight. And I'm free to talk during the rest of the evening. But also, more importantly, feel free to talk to the ones you haven't spoken to. So you never know when they're going to need you or you're going to need them. Yeah? I don't think I'm going to need you. I'm not having any more babies.
No more babies, no?
I've had enough. I'm only joking. I'll recommend my friend's baby to you.
Don't never say never.
Are you all right?
And your children's babies.
And my grandchildren.
Grandchildren.
Yes.
Generation.
Yes. So, thank you very much for the evening. Thank you. Mr. Andy.